If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have
What we have before you right now is just the Thrive Leadership Fellows Guide. And what I mean by the Fellows Guide is for every fellow who goes through the academy, and this is for you all too. What's up? Thank you all for joining us for a little something. I mean, just a little something. For every fellow that goes through the academy, we're going to ensure that they get a binder that's just like this. So for the sake of just kind of getting clarity on what's actually in the Fellows Guide, if you look before the first tab, this is just kind of introductory material. I'm asking, I need you all to name 3 things that if these things happen between now and October of 2016 will make you feel like you've had a successful year. This starts in October. Let's imagine right now this is October 7th, 2015.
For me, creating systems, you've heard this before, but creating systems where it's something as simple as waking up at the same time every day. You know what I'm saying? To allow my day to be more structured. If I could do that on a consistent basis, I would think that I had a successful year. And then being able to stick to a budget, understand that you need to be able to stay within the boundaries financially. Sometimes it's just for your benefit to do that. And to see this be successful, TLA.
Mm-hmm. Any follow-up to what you heard Sherry say?
I just think everything is based off, like she said, planning. Planning and having a plan and understanding what's going to work and not work. And that does start with planning and routine.
Mm-hmm.
Repetition, or I hate to use sports analogies, but muscle memory. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the when you do things constant over and over, it becomes second nature. Then you don't have to do it. You can sharpen it up. But it's like the riding a bike analogy. I ride my bike over here.
Mm-hmm.
You never forget how to ride a bike once you've already learned. You might know how to pop a wheelie and this and that, but the basic structure is balance and moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing like what you were saying, moving forward and having a plan, a fail-safe plan, like with budget and scheduling. Okay, we're going to do this at this time, and I'm going to stick to it. If it does change, I can still go back and change it. I know I'm dealing with this amount of money, so I can't go over that.
Right.
And that goes into the business thing. So all of that, just scheduling and planning.
Yeah. We talked about just kind of these 3 points. Now I want you all to articulate a 1 to 2 sentence statement as far as success for you. What is your definition of success?
A, quote, human crisis in developing countries amid the turmoil in financial markets.
Machiavelli said, "The reason there will be no change is because the people who stand to lose from change have all the power. And the people who stand to gain from change have none of the power." Machiavelli was describing the global aid system today.
We can't continue to talk about the tragedy of poverty and not talk about aid. Over $2 trillion.
Could you see yourself being a part of the poverty cure? If not, can you see yourself being a part of anything to address an issue that's bigger than you?
Yeah.
Can y'all speak to that?
Yeah. Because I want to be a part of the solution.
Poverty cure?
Yeah. I want to be a
Particularly?
part of the solution, not the problem.
Especially when you see, and when we talk about poverty cure on a local level, we see food deserts, lack of jobs. That is part of this poverty cure conversation.
Yeah.
Indigenously in our area. And when you look at global poverty, that ain't gonna almost make me want to not even use the word poverty, because it ain't that. But it is localized poverty. Ms. Barry, you want to speak to that? Could you be a part of the poverty cure and or something big that's bigger than you?
Absolutely. I would definitely jump in that wholeheartedly, just to want to be a part of it locally, because you gotta start. You can't help others until you help where you stay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me say this as a source of conclusion to our conversation today. This is the journey that we're on. We're on a success journey to be a cure to some of the most major issues right here in our community. And I believe that without doubt that this group that we have before us can be the star of a multiplicity of dynamism, right? That's going to create a sonic boom right here in this community, man. Whereas we can create more jobs, but not only that, we can bring healthier options of food closer to people so that they don't have to travel as much. And another thing here in our community, when we talk about this poverty cure, we want our people to be empowered, that you don't get moved out as soon as the government or somebody else comes up with a gentrification or a new plan for your community. No, we want the people, and you're not invested. We want the people to be empowered to say, I have a plan for this community that I've lived in since the projects were here. I sent generations of my family through that whole dynamic, and now, since it's getting hot again, or y'all want this property back, y'all pushing us out. Like, we want to be able to have people empowered to say that I am a part of something bigger than me. And then being a part of something bigger than me means that I'm going to empower myself and my residents to say that we're going to stay on this super block. Y'all ain't pushing us off the super block. Man, let's do that thing together. And that is the journey that we're taking right now, y'all. That success ain't about a nice car. It's not about nice shoes. But it's about us being a part of something like this. A cure to poverty. Now, what am I asking you all to go home and do as an action item in the next 168 hours between now and when we meet again next week? Here it is. Between now and next week, continue to work on your definition of success in light of everything that we discussed today. Because before today, again, for some people, it would have been materialistic stuff. And that's it. That's the extent of your success. Whereas, if you're a part of this bigger stuff, yeah, man, I like material stuff, but for me, at the end of the day, that's not what I get that true satisfaction or that true fulfillment from. So that's how we kind of want to push our individuals that's working with us. That success for them is about something, again, that's bigger than the individual.